Welcome to Quarantine's This explanation, review, and in-depth analysis of Shudder's Blood Machines. Check out our channel for more great reviews on films and TV series, along with interesting original documentary. Subscribe to our channel and hit that bell to be notified of our weekly videos when they get uploaded each week. Blood Machines is a Shudder space opera mini-series original, starring Anders Henriksen as Vasken, the captain of the ship Tracy, Christian Eriksen as Lego, the mechanic and second in command of the ship Tracy, Alisa Lasowski as Corey, Joel Berkmans as Mima, and Naomi Stevens as Tracy, with Alexandra Flandrin as the voice of Tracy. Blood Machines is a visual feast for your eyes, a grindhouse movie that ticks all the right boxes with vibrant colours and great hues, Geiger-esque and very clearly Aliens Predator inspired. The characters fit in perfectly with today's zeitgeist while still feeling like traditional sci-fi characters. They are well thought out with interesting plots. Not a lot of history though, but through the conversations, enough about their past comes out to add interesting depth to the characters and help you be intrigued by them as their plots unfold. We know the captain is a ruthless industry man that is committed to his job. At the beginning, he comes across as a bit of a dick, but his dark side comes out. He becomes very aggressive, nasty, misogynistic, and ruthless, always showing off and wanting to prove himself. He enjoys the power he has, and he enjoys abusing it even more. His mechanic and friend is a graceful old soul of times gone by, a Christian who's just trying to get on in the world. He's friendly, caring, and considerate, loyal and ready to do what is needed, even if he's unsure himself if what's needed to be done is the right thing to do. We have the main female character who is very feminine, healing, caring, strategic, maleficent, cunning, and is determined in the path she walks. She can be in tune with nature, machine, and man. She susses people out quickly. She very quickly puts everything into motion and sees it through, knowing how everybody will react to what only she knows is about to happen. You have the ship character itself, who does have a personality of wit, sarcasm, caring, and protectiveness. She is loyal, but she understands what is going on and why. She agrees with the undertaking at hand, and it's therefore logic that ultimately leads her. We then have the main character of Mima that leads the plot, and has hardly any on-screen time and no dialogue. She is a rogue AI, and it is through this rogue AI of Mima that the main female character of Corey is able to finally bring, well, it's either her plan or a prophecy. Not sure, as it comes across in the storyline as her plan, but is represented to the audience as an almost prophecy. But the character of Mima represents vulnerability, religion, faith, and central figure for others. A martyr for the cause of feminism, an ultimate feminist. Blood Machines is given in 3 parts, each getting more bizarre. At first, I didn't understand why Shudder had done this to the film, cutting it down into 3 short episodes. But then it becomes clear as the madness starts to get further and further and larger as each part continues on, further in depth to the storyline, the lore, and the world around it. The first part rapidly puts you in the action and story. Quick words of the backstory like any 80s or 70s sci-fi movie would do. Then we get this vibrant scene of a hellish outer world where ships come to die. We are introduced to all the characters quickly and the different factions, business workers and women who for some reason are the AIs, and on this outer world ready to help the dead female AIs cross over. This is something that the workers and the corporate top dogs somehow don't realise, considering they talk to a female robot who is bound in a dominated, tied, vulnerable position, and this is how they interact with the ships that they traverse the stars with. Plus, the ships bleed, or at least seems to, hence the name of the series, Blood Machines. So very quickly we've had that men are bad, women are strong yet vulnerable. Even though men are in the driving seats, they aren't the ones keeping it together. We've had women worshipping the stars, being tribalists on a druid level, and embracing womanhood and protecting women from evil men. After a scene of great dialogue that's organic and adds depth to characters while simultaneously placing hints for what is to come and the lore of this sci-fi world, which sounds like a lot, but the first part is only 12 minutes-ish long. Then comes the witchcraft as the outcast of the women who come across as a healing, scavenging cult help the rogue AI die and cross over. This results with the woman that was the AI coming out of the machine. Identity politics, anyone? Then we see this great shot of the woman in front of the corporate business mothership. No, the mothership doesn't detect Mima as she transcends into the stars, but the smaller ship captained by Basken, who is played by Anruz Henriksen, does detect her and follow her after they take Corey, and they keep a track of her signature as the character of Mima transcends the stars to the central focus point of the plot of Blood Machines. The first part ends and already we've had a lot of New World Order given to us to see the backdrop for this world. We've had men are bad, feminism, witchcraft, Satanism in the form of the upside down cross, and the blatant Jesus Christ metaphor feminism they have in the form of the rogue AI of Mima. The next part is visually and audibly astonishingly amazing. The beginning is like a 5-minute music video for the composer Carpenter Brut, born Frank Husso in France. Little personal information is known about him aside from his French origin. His anonymity is deliberate artistic choice in order to place more importance on the music itself rather than the identity of the musician behind it. Husso started writing music as Carpenter Brut with the intention of mixing sounds from horror films, metal, rock, and electronic music. Carpenter Brut has released 3 EPs, EP1 2012, EP2 2013, and EP3 2015, which were collected and released together as the album Trilogy in 2015. He has also released 2 additional studio albums, Leather Teeth in 2018 and the Blood Machines original soundtrack in 2020, along with 1 live album, Carpenter Brut Live 2017. He has also contributed original music to a variety of soundtracks, both for film and video games. Due to the short length of the first part, I did think that this would be the end of the second episode, but no, there is more. The music video is a montage to what a more well-known film would make its main body of. I'm glad how they did it here, and this is why I find a lot of films dead these days, because they fill in too much with this fluff. We've seen or experienced too much of this fluff in our personal lives to really care about it when we see it in a short or long drawn out film trying to keep our attention or us intrigued with the main plot that we want to get back to. This is why we love quick action pieces, or what seems to be slow, juxtaposed, yet most importantly quiet, picturesque, scenic movies. However, when it's a story worth telling, we will gladly see a 3 to 4 hour movie like Gone with the Wind, The Lord of the Rings, Godfather, or Zack Snyder's Justice League, and many more. Some have tried this and unfortunately failed because they weren't stories worth telling in a 3 to 4 hour space. But when they manage to take a body of a movie or a body of an episode which would otherwise drag and know that they can give it to you in a kick-ass music video-esque montage, then in this case of Blood Machines, it works perfectly. Now, I don't want to spoil it for you too much because it is worth watching and checking out. So stop now if you want to go watch Blood Machines and then come back for the full analysis and explanation for what the hell you just watched. As the montage ends and throughout the montage as they go to warps, the symbolism starts as you see it is the sci-fi mechanical lotus flower that they warp through. Very fitting and foreboding indeed. The lotus flower, of course, is Buddhism and meditation, opening your mind and letting peace, understanding, awareness, and realization open up and being brought into the light, along with embracing your femininity. Now, if you're impressed and intrigued with what you see, go and watch the movie, because I'm about to go into proper spoiler territory. Once Vasken and Largo have had their minds open and followed the satanic feminist messiah to the, what I'm going to assume is the center of their known galaxy, they come across this spaceship graveyard. They land in a very misogynistic way onto the mothership, and the Captain Vasken and the female character Corey venture inside and to the heart of the airship, where they find the main woman, Mima, and things get kind of sexually weird as it tries to make some sort of sexual point about man, that he's easily led with his dick and can easily be killed as long as you give him a sexual suggestion. It's in there. And as I just said, the Captain Vasken gets killed, and the second in command, Largo, out of loyalty, goes to help him. But the female character of Tracy, that is the ship that Largo and Vasken pilot, she tries to stop him as she likes him and is looking out for him, as Largo treats her as a human being. I really like this old guy of Largo and the female character of Tracy. They bring the odd and jarring storyline of blood machines together. Without them, the plot and the film just wouldn't work as well. It would feel out of kilter and a bit out of place. Because you see some normality, understanding, and empathy with what's going on, you yourself can then become understanding and empathetic to some of the characters and the storyline that is unfolding in front of you in Blood Machines. However, this is where it starts to get really weird, as the dead captain of Vasken comes back to the Tracy ship and accidentally kills Largo by giving him a heart attack, because Largo can clearly see that Vasken is indeed supposed to be dead. Then Vasken, being led by Corey through a telepathic, I suppose, kind of way, they don't really explain it, but Vasken goes up to the ship and communicates with the main mothership of the corporation he works for, luring them there so that they feminists can eradicate the patriarchy. But then we see that Corey is actually controlling the dead Captain Vasken through the now naked dead Captain Vasken, something that they also don't explain. I did assume this was kind of Mima being turned into Vasken so that she could take forms of people and therefore they could control people that way, but that went out the door when you see that Mima is still in the room. And once they have finished with Vasken, who they clearly did kill, they chuck him down the floor through one of the Lotus mechanical symbols which they are standing on, and takes up the main central point of the floor. And even this doesn't kill him, as they bring him back again by flipping the patriarchy on its head and making the man in charge of the ship and being the AI that controls it, as the females get to live out freedom in the ships that they will be inhabiting. Not the best thing to put your enemy in charge of the main mothership and the main AIs that are taking you through space. Clearly they never saw 2001: A Space Odyssey. After the character of Corey has disposed of Vasken, she goes out onto a massive opening that is open to the elements of space, but somehow does have a breathable atmosphere. The only thing she needs to help her breathe is a Second World War looking gas mask. It works with the kind of visual effects that they give to it, but they don't really explain it, and it's not really logical. But you don't really care, because you're already swept up by the storyline, what's going on, the visuals and audios of it, and you really want to see Blood Machines through to the end to see how they wrap all this up. It's here she then liberates her sisters, and a feminist witchcraft's wet dream ensues with a multitude of very well choreographed dancing act of naked women. Well, in this case AI, and the main character of Corey is using them to destroy the large mothership of the patriarchal corporation that are all men. This scene is brilliant, good choreographed, visual effects, and is a conclusion it was building up to, and is very exciting and satisfying to watch. Then the bizarre ending hits you as a massive naked female mothership is created, with the male captain of Basken becoming part of the AI, flipping the captain and patriarchy on its head. Visually, Blood Machines is astonishing with vibrant colours, Geiger-esque ships and sets. The ideas that go into Blood Machines involve patriarchy, feminism, and love around meditation to create its lore and main ideas that go into Blood Machines. They play around with grindhouse visuals with old-looking film effects that aren't too in your face and never distract you too much from what's going on. Soundtracks which is spot on, and with some brilliant music video moments to enhance the music whilst quickly and effectively propelling the storyline along. The characters are interesting and intriguing, showing different personalities and aspects of humanity in a natural, organic way. They touch on religion, with an old Christian man, Satanism, witchcraft, and occultism, gender politics and patriarchy, their use of Buddhism and meditation religions and symbolisms is well injected into the visuals and the thoughts it provokes in the audience. The details to the mise-en-scène and the props weapons is amazing. You could look at the ships and see so much thoughtful detail that has gone into it. It's eye-opening. The best bit is that it always stays sci-fi. The people, the characters, the dialogue and the world is all sci-fi. Something very different, definitely not now, encapsulating of its artistic theme and plot driven to create the atmosphere. So even though it does use feminism and identity politics, sexuality and patriarchy to create its storyline and plot, in no way is it rammed down your throat. Something mainstream sci-fi like Doctor Who, Star Trek and Star Wars has forgotten. This film is fun, engaging, thought-provoking, visually and audibly amazing, and it seems like a good grindhouse relic of the past that is set to become a cult classic. It achieves exactly what it sets out to do. Hits pop culture, plays around with its genre and directing and composing. It's fun to watch, action-packed and worth of re-watching again. In all fairness, there's loads I could talk about with Blood Machines, but this will do for now. It is definitely worth watching and definitely worthy of becoming a cult classic. Shudder's Blood Machine is a definite 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching Quarantine's this explanation, review and analysis of Shudder's Blood Machines. Check out our channel for more reviews with films and series and original documentaries. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and remember to click the bell to keep up to date with our weekly videos. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care and bye for now.